Celebrity gets into some kind of life-threatening situation, it's all over the news. But what if the real story, the most important lesson, is the one that nobody's talking about? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a powerful financial secret hidden inside a recent crisis. Because, look, what happened to the rapper Offset? It's shocking, for sure. But the event itself, that's not really the story here. There's something much, much bigger going on just below the surface. That's right. This is all about money. More specifically, it's about how the super rich set up their finances so that the cash never, ever stops flowing. Not for a personal crisis, not for a vacation, not even for a single second. It's a masterclass in building a real-life money machine. Okay, so let's get the basics out of the way so we're all on the same page. According to reports, Offset was involved in a shooting. Now, the good news is he's stable and he's recovering. But while the investigation is going on, we're going to shift our focus from the crime to the cash. And this right here is the million-dollar question. While he's lying in a hospital bed, physically unable to work, unable to perform, unable to post on social media, how in the world is his bank account still getting bigger? The answer to this, well, it changes everything. It's because the truly wealthy have a secret. They don't just work for money, they build a financial system. Think of it like a whole network of different income streams that all run on autopilot. It's a machine that literally prints money for you, whether you're sleeping, on a beach, or in Offset's case, recovering in a hospital. So how did he build this machine? Let's take a look under the hood. We're going to break down the 5 key parts of Offset's financial system one by one. All right, first up, and this one's probably the most obvious, his music. This is the foundation of his entire empire. Every single song he's ever made is like a tiny digital employee, out there working for him 24/7. And this is where it gets really interesting. Every time someone streams one of his songs on Spotify or plays it on Apple Music or watches the video on YouTube, even when it plays on the radio, boom, a small payment goes directly to him. It might be fractions of a cent, but when you multiply that by millions, it becomes a constant, nonstop river of cash. Next up, his personal brand. You have to understand, in our world today, attention is currency, and Offset has a whole lot of it. So of course, major brands are willing to pay top dollar just to get access to his audience and his influence. And the numbers? They're just mind-blowing. A single sponsored post on his Instagram can reportedly bring in anywhere from 25 grand to over $100,000. Think about that. For one photo. That's the power of monetizing your personal brand. But hey, sponsorships are just cash flow. This next stream, this is where you build real, lasting wealth. See, smart celebrities like Offset, they don't just promote products. They start to own a piece of the action through their own fashion lines and collaborations. And this right here is the big shift, from being just an earner to being an owner. By investing in brands or landing these huge sneaker deals, he's not just getting a one-time paycheck. No, he's building assets and equity that can grow and grow in value over the years. Okay, so now let's talk about his active income. This is the part of his system that actually needs his time and energy. And that, of course, is performing live. It's the most direct way he makes money, but as this whole incident shows, it's also the most vulnerable. The numbers are just staggering. We're talking over $100,000 for a single performance. This huge amount of active income is basically the fuel he uses to power all the other more passive parts of his financial machine. Which brings us to the 5th and, honestly, the most crucial part of this whole thing. This is the piece of the puzzle that separates the artists who stay rich from the ones who make millions and then lose it all. This is the secret engine of the money machine, investments. So, here's how it all connects. The money from the music, from the brand deals, from the concerts, it doesn't just sit in a bank account. It gets funneled into assets, things like real estate or owning a piece of other businesses. These are the things that work for him, generating rent or profits, totally separate from his health or his fame. This is what keeps the money flowing no matter what happens. But here's the thing. This kind of financial thinking is not normal. Not at all. There's a really dark truth in the entertainment world, and it teaches us a vital lesson. Making money is one skill, but keeping it, that's a completely different ballgame. And you can see the difference right here, side by side. The smart ones, the ones like Offset, they're focused on building systems, investing what they earn, and buying assets. But so many others, they fall into the same old traps. No investments, crazy spending habits, and the biggest problem of all, no real financial education. They work for their money, but they never learn to make their money work for them. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, this is cool for a famous rapper, but what does this have to do with me? And that is the most important part of this whole thing. You do not need to be a celebrity to use this exact same framework in your own life. It's actually a simple 3-step blueprint. Step 1 is your active income, your job, your business. That's your foundation. Then, step 2 is to take some of that money and start building passive income streams. This could be anything, selling a digital product, creating content, you name it. And then, step 3, the most important one, is to take the profits and funnel them into long-term investments, things that will grow your wealth while you sleep. So in the end, what this whole situation really shows us is a massive shift in how we should think about money. The goal isn't just to work harder to get more money. The goal is to build a system where your money starts working hard for you. Offset got shot, but his money machine, it didn't even notice. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: if you had to stop working today, right now, how long would your money keep working for you?